Jason J. Boom Leagard here. Nothing like a early morning stroll. Oh, let me get a better lighting so I don't get the weirdness in my face. There we go. Nothing like a good morning stroll in the flip-flops here during the winter season in Arizona. Actually, let me keep moving here. I want to find a good spot so we don't have the weird the weird lighting issues. Let's head down here and see what we can come up with. There we go. Whoops, not. Oh, yeah. All right, there it is. This is Jason J. Boom Leagard, and I normally don't go walking around, for early morning strolls in Fedora, but, figured shake it up this morning. And also, too, I want to shoot this very quick video. This is a shout-out video, and I also want to share a little bit of a tip. One that it's based on a tip I got from my life coach the other day, and so it's like some of her information that she provided for me, and then also something I took with that information and added something. So this is what's so great about having a life coach, is you're getting insight and wisdom and feedback that you're able to use immediately, and then it helps open your mind a little bit more to other possibilities, or maybe another technique or something else you can apply for yourself. Now, if you saw my video last night, you know that I'm working on probably the most important blog post of my entrepreneur career. It's kind of like my story blog post. And, if you watched the video last night, we got an extension on the deadline. It was supposed to be in by midnight last night. Instead, it's going to be for Monday. So I got a couple extra days here, which was crucial for me. And if you watch my video from yesterday, called Bison and Blog Post, you'll see what I'm talking about. And the thing was, I was... the other day, Friday, to be honest, I was stressed out about it during the day at work. I was feeling overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't want to just half-ass this blog post. This is very, very important. It's got to be full of value, full of authenticity, full of my heart, my spirit. I've got to give everything I possibly can. And my life coach, Marisa Westerman, had texted me during the day, just kind of like a little check-in text, hey, how's it going, this, that, and the other. And also she knew that I was, working on this blog post. And so she wanted to see how that was going. I said, oh, hey, looks like it's going to be down to the wire, got to crank it out. I'm just going to let God, and I'm going to let it flow. And she's like, cool. And, so a couple little texts back and forth. And one of the things she shared with me, which was so important to help me with my sense of overwhelm yesterday, is she says, hey, it's going to happen for you. There's no problem. You're going to let it flow, like you said. But here, try this. She says, record, the steps you need to take. What are the action steps that you need to take? How do you need to set this thing up to get it accomplished? And focus, of course, on one thing at a time. So she said, record that, which I was able to using my iPhone voice memo app. And then you can also then listen to it, and then you can write it out. So then, you spoke it, you recorded it, so you can listen to it, and then you can write it down, and then you're seeing the action steps, and then, of course, being able to cross those out, etc. So that was just a huge burden lifted off my shoulders just through that one technique of, hey, just get it out there. Record it, then you can write it down. You've got it broken down. You can take it step by step. It's much more manageable, even with the short timetable that you're working with. So I did that. I recorded a voice memo, was able to write it down later, so I could break it into the steps, and, here we go. And that's the process I'll be using, this weekend to really help me, get through providing, the best value that I can, with this blog post. I'm going to get a little movement here. And, but here's the thing that I also discovered I lost my flip-flop in the gravel. Not cool. Anyways, the other thing, and we're in the leaves too. All kinds of things happening this morning. The other thing, after getting that advice from her and that tip, that insight in productivity, was when I actually recorded the voice memo about the steps I was going to take in order to create this blog post, I added into it kind of like an energy surge, a kind of a boom up, I guess I could call it, because as I kept talking to myself in the voice memo, was that each step of the process I described, I did it with a lot of emotion. I did it with increasing volume. By the end of it, I was actually kind of yelling in the car, just saying, and then wrapping it up with like, this will be done, this will be done, this will be done, this will be completed, you will do it. And just it kind of solidified the emotional base that I need in order to create, this blog post. And so this example and this shout out, to my coach, Marisa Westerman. I didn't get a chance to talk on this last night because I didn't want to have it run too long with the video, so I wanted to separate it into two. This is why you need a coach in your corner, because now granted, I would have found a way to get that post done last night if it was still the deadline, but it would have been a lot more difficult. I would have made it more difficult for myself the way I was going, with feeling overwhelmed, feeling like I was under pressure, under stress, not going to be able to do my best, the best of my abilities. But because I got a coach like Marisa in my corner that just even shoots me a little text like that, gives me some insight, gives me a perspective, it changed the whole game for me yesterday. And now I'm ready to bring the boom with that blog post, and it's going to be everything that I want it to be, because I've got the structure, I've got the idea, and I've got the process. Also, not only the process, but the process combined with the emotions in order to get the proper message across. So if you ain't got a coach yet, and I've got a communications degree, if you ain't got a coach yet, you need to get one. All right. And so do some research for yourself. And bad lighting. Do some research out there. Obviously, if you want to connect with my life coach, Marisa Westerman, you can reach out to her on Facebook. Reach out to me here. I will get you in contact with her. Just yesterday alone, the return on investment of our business relationship, how do you even put a dollar sign on it? So Jason J. Boom Leagard, it's time to flip-flop my way back to the apartment and get ready for work today. It's gorgeous out. And as always, you got to have gratitude. It's the attitude that gives your dreams altitude. And boy, you can fly a lot higher when you got a coach in your corner. Boom.